doing absolutely fine. I am heading into Odisha and I'm on a road trip. And yes, I'm all set with a cap, shades, and a bottle of water, considering the weather is so hot most of the time. Actually, it's humid, so it kind of gets to you. You really have to keep yourself hydrated while you're traveling here, and that's one of the biggest lessons I learned when I entered the city, and a lot of people had already recommended this to me. So I am heading to the first destination from here on, so come along into my journey. But before that, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you still haven't, and comment your thoughts below. Let's go. First thing first, I took a cab from Bhubaneswar towards Puri, and covering many places on the way. And my first and foremost important thing is to find some good breakfast and go to the Lingraj temple. And so we are heading towards that. The overall destinations. Oh, did you also know that Puri is considered to be one of the most sacred places in India? Well, if you knew that, you can hit the like button and comment your thoughts. So we are heading towards the Lingraj temple first, and then we'll have some breakfast. The Lingraj temple is the largest temple in Bhubaneswar. The central tower of the temple is 180 feet. The temple represents the Kalinga architecture and culminating the medieval stages of architectural tradition at Bhubaneswar. Lingraja literally means king of Lingam, an iconic form of Shiva. Alright, I'm back from the temple. It was a very beautiful experience, very peaceful. So here's what happens. So as you are not allowed to use your phones inside, I can give you a little experience of what really happened inside. There are multiple temples inside, and mainly the temples are dedicated to Hanuman, Shiva, and Ganpati ji, and of course Parvati ji. And the temples are very beautiful from inside. You can make your wishes and hopefully they will come true. And yes, I was blessed that I was taken in by Panditji, who showed me around, gave me a little history about the Lingraj temple. And yes, and I gave a book in the name of my family. That's basically how it goes around. It's basically half an hour, 45 minutes time you need to spend inside. And yes, and I'm back, and now I'm taking you to my next destination, that is Konark, and I will be also eating some local food on the way and by the way. And yes, continue the journey with me. As I moved ahead, I didn't see any substantial food to eat, so I picked up some coconut water, and trust me, it really helps, and it's hydrating too. And yes, healthy, and one of my favorite drinks in the world. One of the things that caught my eye in the journey was these pundits stopping cars to pay them a little tribute in terms of cash, like 10-20 rupees, as they had small temples around. Finally reached my next destination, the Sun Temple in Konark. From the parking, it's about a 5 to 10 minutes walk to reach the entrance. You can also see a lot of stalls on the way and shop if you like. Welcome back. I am at the Sun Temple in Konark. So the beauty about this temple is that there is not one point when shade is on this particular temple. It is surprising. It's a scientific thing, and when they created this back then, it is so surprising how technically smart their architecture was, that they didn't have to there was no sun and there was no shade at all on it, and that is why it's called the Sun Temple. So I'm going to take you inside and give you a tour of how it looks from the inside. The ticket is about 40 rupees per person for an Indian citizen, and yes, so let's go. If you are coming to the temple, you must also carry umbrellas, shades and hats because it is extremely hot. And there is the entry, and it's a lot of crowd considering it's a weekend. Here is a guide to the Sun Temple that will help you navigate the area. On the shores of Bay of Bengal, bathed in the rays of rising sun, the Temple of Konark is a monumental representation of the sun god Surya's chariot. 24 wheels are decorated with symbolic designs and it is led by a team of 6 horses. Built in the 13th century, it is one of India's most famous Brahman sanctuaries. The 24 wheels represent the time of the day, and many people in the villages still don't wear a watch to calculate the time. My ultimate goal to visit the Sun Temple was to find the wheel printed on the 10 rupee note by RBI, and I found it. Ta-da! Beauty of India, we are heading to the coastal beauty of Odisha. For Sun Temple, I am at the Chandrabhaga beach and here is the view. Beside Satpara Lake. So what is the beauty of Satpara Lake? First, what is the meaning? Satpara basically means Sat is 7 and Para means village, and this is the opening to Chilka Lake, which is the largest salt lake in Asia, and this is where the lake meets the Bay of Bengal, and I'm going to exactly show you how it looks. There are many small boats that take you to, there is temple that is in the middle of the lake where a lot of people like to go, but well, I'm going to show you how it really looks like from a perspective of beauty, in the perspective of, you know, just feeling the breeze and enjoying it. So the place is extremely peaceful. The only thing is, because of tourism, they keep asking you to take the boat ride, etc, etc, which I think you can avoid, because, you know, at the end of the day, you just want to enjoy the scenic beauty and just have some fun. And it is really peaceful and beautiful out here. You can actually also enjoy some nariyal pani just as you exit the exit this area, and yes, there are a lot of places to have food as well, so beware of pickpocketers and beware of people who will come around asking you to come in. But at the end of the day, it's your choice. You have to have fun and whatever you like. I am just taking a nice stroll out here and just enjoying the breeze and enjoying the view. It is so gorgeous at the end of the day. I mean, come on, guys. If you see right there, that is where the boats start from. All these people right there are going towards the boat area, and then you can take a boat ride. It takes about 3 hours and then you can come back. But it's better to stay at the beach, I mean at the river area, because it's more entertaining and also the heat can get to you. So yeah, that's my perspective. Rest, it's of course your choice. I came back from Satpara Lake. So the deal there basically is they claim that people can see dolphins, but this is not the weather to show dolphins, and they take a good amount of money. So if you're in a large group and you want to take the risk, you are most welcome to do that. And yeah, but I wasn't obviously in big favor of doing this, because I was already told in the past that by a lot of people who've been here that it's a big no-no, especially in the months of Jan to April, because you don't see dolphins. Come on, like seriously, don't you know, it's a good way of tourism and making money, I believe so. But yes, the best weather actually to see dolphins is between October to December, and that's when, if you are coming here, you must go for that boat ride. For me, that will, at this point, I don't think I will. Anyway, so I'm heading to Jagannath Temple now, and from there I'm going to give you my perspective of how my journey was and what all I thought about it. Let's go. We are finally approaching to the most awaited place in Puri, the Jagannath Temple. There is a huge parking area for vehicles, and the walk is about 500 meters to the temple. You will end up crossing a huge market area to reach the temple, and yes, you can take a rickshaw till the entrance, but I prefer to walk. Even for older people, there is a shuttle that goes till the temple. Jagannath Temple was built in the 11th century. This temple is an abode of Lord Jagannath, who is the form of Lord Vishnu. Fun fact you may want to know is, in the case of Jagannath Temple, the sea waves seem to be mute as soon as you enter the premises. There is no sound of the waves at all. As soon as you come out of the temple, you can hear the waves again. Again, there are no scientific explanations for these mysterious facts. There are some things inside and around the temple that even science couldn't prove, even how. So, I'm back. I'm all sweat out. But yes, so I will give you the experience of what Jagannath Temple was, but before that I'm gonna have some bhog that I've got right here. It is some rice and some dal. This costs you about 100 rupees. You can also take the 200 wala bhog, and it's time to taste, and then I'm gonna give you aram se how my experience was. It's so good. I think prasads are always tasty, right? Comment your thoughts below if you think the same way as I do. I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna give you an entire detailed experience of Jagannath Temple. Okay, now that I look a little presentable, I'm gonna now give you a detailed tour. So basically, Jagannath Temple is one of the temples other than Lingaraj that don't allow you phone inside. And yeah, I mean, it's a tradition that they follow for many years. More than 1 lakh people come there each day, including Indians, foreigners, NRIs, and everybody you would see there. Somebody who's coming to pray or wish for something really unique, they come here. It is beautiful from inside. The structure is extremely so... I cannot even explain how beautifully it's carved and created. And inside there, it is extremely crowded. And yes, you have to always say Jai Jagannath when you enter the temple. Crowd is just going in the long queue, and then you enter. You go temple by temple. There are about, at least you could cover 10 to 12 temples inside, and then you get the bhog. A couple of things to take care of inside is, do not get carried away by the pandits or anybody inside who tell you ki paise de do ya tika laga ke paise de do, ya they even to the extent that give you something in your hand, don't take it, and only from your wish and from your heart, whatever money you can give, you should give that, and that's all about it. I did the same thing, and because I was also warned before I went inside the temple that you have to be very careful, especially if you're a foreigner, you don't understand the language. They will make sure that you are nicely, they have taken money from you, and you've given for bhog, you've given for some donation, etc. So that's about it. But the experience, to be very honest, in terms of spirituality was very, very, very nice. I mean, I have no words to explain how peaceful I felt from the inside when I went. And somehow it's always been that every place I've visited, ever since I've traveled all by myself, I've always ended up going to at least one temple. And here, Puri is the hub for temples. So Puri is one of the most sacred cities in India, and that is something you should come here for. Not only that it is sacred for religious reasons, but also they have beautiful beaches and they have an aura that will like move you completely. So I have done enough talking. I'm going to take you to my next destination. So I'm going to the Golden Beach here, and I'm just looking forward to an experience. It is, yes, it's very hot, but at the same time the weather gets better after 3-4 o'clock. So as I'm moving forward, by the time I reach, it will be nice and windy. So let's go. It cost about 20 rupees to enter the beach, and I was super excited because I love beaches. And here we are in the beautiful Golden Beach, and oh man, it's so clean and gorgeous. If you wish, you can also take an umbrella and a relaxing chair for 50 rupees extra for an hour, and trust me, it's worth it. Just look at the shore and the waves and the atmosphere. Oh man, it is just amazing. Such a beautiful beach. The reason it's so clean is because A, they take charge, B, there are no shacks, and it's so golden and so beautiful. From here, I headed for dinner, ditching the local food, and I wanted to eat some Chinese food. So here was a pretty cool ambience. Ordered for some restaurant special chicken with fried rice, and it was time to taste. The food was so well cooked, yum, and the quality was just super. And for the money I paid, it was just amazing. The food is yum. It is so good for the quality and the price I'm paying for. And I shall meet you after I finish. Head to my resort from here. I drove past by the Puri beach, which actually looks like Juhu Beach in Bombay. Full of shacks and people. Too crowded for me, honestly. So I will always recommend to go for the Golden Beach. And by the way, I was staying at the Sterling, and if you haven't checked out my previous vlog, you can do that. Another beautiful day in Odisha, and this is my last and final destination. I'm super excited about this, so I kept the best for the last. I am going to Chilka Lake. This is the largest salt lake in Asia, and oh my god, I'm super excited to take you on this journey. And yes, it is going to be super exciting. I'm going to give you all the information as we walk along. And so it's a good drive to go to Chilka Lake, but I know it's going to be worth it. So let's go, and I will give you more details right there. Before I headed to the Chilka Lake, I decided to head to the Chilka Dhaba for some local cuisine. If you're into seafood like me, you would love this place. Just for 200 bucks, I had an entire meal, and oh god, it was just so good to look at. Oh, and the taste was just wow. Like the masalas, roti, the fish was so well cooked, and just the kind of lunch I would like to eat. From the Chilka Dhaba, the Chilka Lake is about 200 meters, and yes, there is a walk. And yes, there is a 2-minute walk to see the final and ultimate lake. I am at the Chilka Lake. Just behind me, you see these boats that take you around the Chilka Lake. This is the saltiest lake in Asia, and this submerges with the Bay of Bengal. It is beautiful, gorgeous, and the winds are just amazing. Every time I come near a water body, it's just so windy and so beautiful. It takes away from the humidity in Odisha. Really, it's gorgeous, and let me show you around. We have some street foods on the way and some cute shops that you can pick up some small things from. There is also a boat ride and some fun water activities that might interest you. The lake is iconic and beautiful, but I just wish they maintained it a little better. Entry is free, but I wish it was ticketed and it was not so dirty. It could be well more maintained and not become a romantic place for couples for private time. So that's it for the Odisha journey. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please comment your thoughts below, and I will see you next week.